The Galactic Council's Betrayal. In the vast reaches of space, the Galactic Council held immense power. This group of representatives from various planets governed the galaxy, making decisions that affected countless lives. Their rule was supposed to be fair and just, but behind their polished facade, they harbored darker intentions. On Earth, things were going well. Humanity had become a growing force in the galaxy, making new friends and allies among the stars. Earth's leaders were hopeful about the future, believing that cooperation with the Galactic Council would bring peace and prosperity to everyone. But their trust was misplaced. The Council, driven by fear and jealousy, began to plot against humanity. They were afraid of Earth's growing influence and technological advancements, so they devised a plan to weaken Earth from within. The Council's plan was sneaky and underhanded. They secretly began sabotaging Earth's technology. Vital systems were tampered with, and important communications were intercepted. The Council also spread false information to Earth's allies, causing confusion and distrust. One day, Earth's leaders noticed that something was seriously wrong. Critical systems began to fail, and strange errors appeared in their technology. Scientists and engineers were baffled. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't figure out why things were going wrong. The problems seemed too widespread to be just accidents. As the situation worsened, the leaders received disturbing news. An anonymous source revealed that the Galactic Council had been behind the sabotage. The source explained that the Council was scared of Earth's growing power and wanted to bring it down before it could become a real threat. The revelation was shocking. Earth's leaders felt betrayed and angry. They had trusted the Council, believing it to be a fair and honest organization. Now they saw the Council for what it truly was, a deceitful group that would stop at nothing to maintain its control. Determined not to let the Council's plan succeed, Earth's leaders called for an emergency meeting. The room was filled with tension as they discussed their next steps. They knew they had to act quickly to protect their planet and their people. During the meeting, scientists and military experts presented their findings. They explained that the damage caused by the Council's sabotage was severe, but not irreversible. With the right resources and determination, they could overcome the obstacles and prepare for any threats that might come their way. The leaders decided to take immediate action. They would focus on two main goals. First, they needed to fix the damaged technology and restore their systems to full functionality. Second, they had to develop a plan to deal with the Council's deceit and protect Earth from future attacks. While the Council continued to operate in secrecy, Earth's engineers worked around the clock. They repaired systems, developed new technologies, and reinforced their defenses. The scientists, too, were busy analyzing the Council's tactics and devising countermeasures. Despite the chaos and frustration, Earth's people remained hopeful. They knew that their leaders were working hard to fix the problems and safeguard their future. The betrayal by the Galactic Council had united humanity, fueling their determination to rise above the challenges. In the days that followed, Earth's leaders continued to uncover more about the Council's schemes. They discovered that the sabotage was just one part of a larger plan to undermine Earth's growing influence in the galaxy. The Council had underestimated humanity's resilience and ability to adapt. The betrayal had set off a chain of events that would change the course of history. Earth was no longer just a planet trying to find its place in the galaxy. It was now a force to be reckoned with, ready to stand up against those who sought to bring it down. As Earth prepared to face the challenges ahead, the betrayal by the Galactic Council became a powerful motivator. The planet was determined to prove its strength and show the galaxy that it would not be easily defeated. The stage was set for a new chapter in humanity's journey. The Galactic Council had made a grave mistake, and Earth was ready to respond with all its might. The fight for justice and survival had just begun, and the galaxy would soon witness the true power of humanity. Earth's response. The news of the Galactic Council's betrayal hit Earth like a thunderstorm. The revelation that the powerful governing body had been sabotaging their technology left the people of Earth stunned and enraged. The Council's actions were a betrayal of the trust and cooperation that had been carefully built over years. Now, Earth's leaders faced a crucial decision: how to respond to this treachery. In the heart of Earth's capital, leaders gathered in an emergency meeting. The room was filled with a mix of anger, determination, and a sense of urgency. Scientists, military strategists, and engineers all joined in to discuss their next steps. Their goal was clear: they needed to protect Earth and ensure that the Galactic Council's sabotage did not cripple their progress. The military leaders were the first to speak. They laid out the gravity of the situation. The Council's sabotage had damaged critical systems, causing disruptions in communication and defense networks. This left Earth vulnerable and in a precarious position. The military was prepared to defend the planet, but they needed the technology to work efficiently. The scientists then took the floor. They explained that the damage caused by the Council was severe, but not beyond repair. With their expertise and dedication, they could restore the damaged systems and even improve upon them. They proposed a plan to repair and upgrade Earth's technology, making it more resilient against future threats. As the discussions continued, Earth's leaders recognized the need for a two-pronged approach. First, they had to fix the immediate problems caused by the sabotage. Second, they needed a long-term strategy to address the Galactic Council's deceit and strengthen Earth's position in the galaxy. The decision was made to rally the best minds and resources from across the planet. Engineers and technicians were assigned to work on repairing the damaged systems. They worked tirelessly, often through the night, to get Earth's technology back on track. Their goal was not only to restore normalcy but also to enhance the technology to prevent similar attacks in the future. At the same time, Earth's leaders initiated a campaign to rebuild trust with their allies. They reached out to other planets and interstellar groups, explaining the situation and seeking their support. The Council's betrayal had not only affected Earth, but had also put other allied worlds at risk. By sharing their experience, Earth hoped to strengthen these alliances and create a united front against the Council's manipulations. While the repairs and diplomatic efforts were underway, the people of Earth were also responding in their own way. The news of the betrayal had sparked a wave of patriotism and determination among the citizens. People from all walks of life came together to support the efforts to fix their technology and prepare for any future threats. Communities organized fundraisers, volunteered for various projects, and showed their unwavering support for their leaders. As days turned into weeks, the results of Earth's response began to show. The repaired systems were back online, functioning better than ever. New technologies were introduced, designed to withstand sabotage and enhance defense capabilities. The combined efforts of scientists, engineers, and military personnel had paid off, and Earth was now more prepared than before. The diplomatic outreach also bore fruit. Many allies expressed their solidarity with Earth and offered their support. This created a stronger network of planets and groups that stood united against the Galactic Council's treachery. The Council's actions had inadvertently strengthened the bonds between Earth and its allies, forming a coalition ready to face any challenge. With their technology restored and their alliances solidified, Earth was ready to take the next step. The betrayal by the Galactic Council had been a severe blow, but it had also served as a catalyst for growth and unity. The planet was now more resilient and determined to stand up for itself in the galaxy. As Earth prepared for the challenges ahead, the people and leaders were united by a shared sense of purpose. They had faced a betrayal and emerged stronger, ready to defend their home and assert their place in the galaxy. The stage was set for the next chapter in their journey, one where they would show the galaxy the true power and resolve of humanity. The fleet awakens. After the shock of the Galactic Council's betrayal, Earth's leaders knew they needed more than just repaired technology and strong alliances. They needed a powerful response, one that would show the galaxy that humanity could not be easily defeated. This response came in the form of a secret fleet that had been in development for years. Deep beneath the surface of Earth's most secure facilities, the fleet had been quietly taking shape. It was a project that had been kept secret even from most of Earth's leaders. Designed to be a last line of defense, the fleet was now poised to become a key player in the galaxy's unfolding drama. The fleet consisted of advanced spacecraft, each equipped with cutting-edge technology and weapons. The ships were built to be fast, powerful, and nearly invisible to enemy sensors. They were humanity's best hope for a strong comeback against the Galactic Council's treachery. As the repairs and upgrades to Earth's technology were completed, the focus shifted to preparing the fleet for action. The fleet's crews, handpicked for their skill and dedication, began their final preparations. Training exercises were held to ensure that everyone was ready for the challenges they would face. The atmosphere was charged with excitement and determination. Commander Sarah Jameson, the leader of the fleet, was a seasoned officer with years of experience. She understood the weight of the responsibility on her shoulders. The fleet was not just a group of ships. It was a symbol of humanity's strength and resilience. Under her leadership, the crews were motivated and focused, ready to carry out their mission with precision. The first test of the fleet's capabilities was a series of simulations designed to mimic real combat scenarios. The ships performed exceptionally well, proving that they were ready for the challenges ahead. The simulations included evasive maneuvers, offensive strikes, and defensive tactics, all of which were executed flawlessly. With the simulations complete, the fleet was deemed ready for its first real mission. The plan was to make a bold move into Galactic Council space. The objective was to gather intelligence, disrupt the Council's operations, and demonstrate humanity's ability to strike back. The fleet's launch was a carefully planned operation. Stealth technology allowed the ships to slip out of Earth's orbit without detection. As they entered the vast expanse of space, the crew members could feel the weight of the mission ahead. The ships moved silently, their advanced sensors scanning the surroundings for any signs of the Council's presence. As they approached the edge of Council space, the fleet encountered their first challenge, a network of defense satellites designed to detect and intercept intruders. Using their advanced stealth capabilities, the fleet evaded detection and slipped past the satellites. The crew's nerves were tested, but their training and focus paid off. Once inside Council space, the fleet began its reconnaissance mission. The ships gathered crucial information about the Council's defenses, supply lines, and key installations. The data collected would be vital for planning future operations and understanding the Council's weaknesses. The fleet's presence did not go unnoticed for long. The Council, surprised by the sudden appearance of humanity's advanced ships, scrambled to respond. However, the fleet's stealth technology allowed them to remain hidden, striking quickly and then vanishing before the Council could react. The initial success of the mission was a morale booster for the crew. They had demonstrated their ability to operate effectively in hostile territory and gather valuable intelligence. The fleet had shown that humanity's response to the betrayal was not only swift, but also highly capable. As the fleet continued its operations, they conducted a series of precise strikes against key Council targets. These actions were designed to disrupt the Council's operations and send a clear message: humanity was not to be underestimated. The strikes were executed with careful planning and coordination, highlighting the fleet's effectiveness and the skill of its crews. Back on Earth, the news of the fleet's successful operations was met with widespread excitement and pride. The fleet's actions had confirmed that humanity was ready to take on the challenges posed by the Galactic Council. The ships had become a symbol of hope and strength, embodying the determination of a planet that refused to be defeated. The fleet's awakening marked a turning point in the conflict. Humanity had proven that it could not only survive, but also thrive in the face of adversity. As the fleet continued its mission, the galaxy watched closely, aware that the balance of power was shifting. With their fleet now fully operational and demonstrating its capabilities, Earth was ready to face the Galactic Council with renewed confidence. The stage was set for a dramatic showdown, one that would determine the future of humanity and its place in the galaxy. Sneaking into enemy space, with their fleet fully prepared, humanity faced a critical moment. The Galactic Council's betrayal had shown that their enemies were cunning and well-prepared. Now, it was time for the fleet to make a bold move, sneak into the heart of Galactic Council space, and gather vital intelligence. Commander Sarah Jameson and her team knew that this mission would be dangerous. The Council had advanced detection systems designed to spot even the smallest intrusions. To succeed, the fleet had to be stealthy and precise. Before launching the mission, the fleet's engineers made final adjustments to their stealth technology. This technology was designed to make the ships nearly invisible to enemy sensors and radar. The goal was to slip past the Council's defenses undetected and gather as much information as possible. The fleet embarked on its mission under the cover of darkness. The ships moved silently through the void of space, their engines operating at minimal power to avoid detection. The crew members were on high alert, knowing that any mistake could jeopardize the entire operation. As they approached the edge of Council space, the fleet encountered their first obstacle: a dense field of sensor probes and patrol drones. These devices were scattered across space to detect any unauthorized ships. The fleet used its advanced stealth technology to navigate through the field carefully, avoiding any contact with the probes and drones. The ships maneuvered slowly and cautiously, using the darkness of space and their advanced cloaking systems to stay hidden. The crew was focused, with every member understanding the importance of their role in the mission. Tension was high, but their training and preparation had prepared them for this moment. After successfully bypassing the sensor field, the fleet entered deeper into Council territory. Here, the stakes were even higher. The Council had several layers of defenses, including patrols and automated weapons systems. The fleet had to avoid detection while getting close enough to gather critical information. The fleet's strategy involved a combination of stealth and speed. The ships moved quickly between shadows and used their cloaking systems to blend into the dark expanse of space. They approached their targets with precision, careful not to make any sudden movements that could alert the Council. As the fleet advanced, they focused on gathering intelligence about key Council installations. This included monitoring communication channels, mapping out defense structures, and identifying critical supply lines. The information collected would be crucial for planning future operations and understanding the Council's weaknesses. During the mission, the fleet encountered several close calls. At one point, a patrol ship came dangerously close to detecting their presence. The crew held their breath as the patrol ship passed by, barely missing their cloaked vessels. Quick thinking and precise maneuvering allowed the fleet to avoid detection and continue their mission. Despite the challenges, the fleet succeeded in collecting valuable data. They mapped out important Council bases, identified weak points in their defenses, and intercepted key communications. This information would provide a significant advantage in future confrontations with the Council. As the mission neared its end, the fleet prepared to withdraw. They had accomplished their primary objectives and gathered crucial intelligence. The return journey required the same level of caution as the initial approach. The fleet navigated back through the sensor field and past the patrols, maintaining their stealth to avoid any final encounters. When the fleet finally returned to Earth, the data they brought back was met with great anticipation. The information provided new insights into the Council's operations and vulnerabilities. It was a testament to the fleet's skill and the effectiveness of their stealth technology. The success of the mission boosted the morale of both the fleet and Earth's population. The ability to infiltrate Council space and gather crucial intelligence demonstrated humanity's capability to challenge the Council's dominance. It was a clear message that Earth was not only surviving, but also actively fighting back. The mission's success marked a significant milestone in the conflict between Earth and the Galactic Council. The intelligence gathered would play a critical role in shaping the next steps in the struggle. With their new knowledge and a proven ability to operate within enemy territory, humanity was ready for the next phase of their fight against the Council. The Council's shock. The Galactic Council had always prided itself on its unmatched power and control over the galaxy. They had dismissed the possibility of any serious threat from Earth, believing that their advanced technology and defenses made them invincible. However, the recent actions of humanity's fleet were about to challenge that belief in a dramatic way. Back on Earth, the intelligence gathered from the fleet's mission had been analyzed thoroughly. The data revealed critical weaknesses in the Council's defenses, as well as information about their most important facilities. Earth's leaders, now aware of the Council's vulnerabilities, began planning a series of targeted strikes designed to disrupt and weaken the Council's hold on the galaxy. The first wave of attacks was carefully timed to coincide with the Council's routine operations. The fleet moved stealthily, using the information they had gathered to strike key targets with precision. Their initial targets were communication hubs and supply lines, crucial components for the Council's control and coordination. As the fleet launched its attacks, the Galactic Council was caught completely off guard. The Council's leaders were in the midst of their regular meetings, discussing administrative matters and enjoying their perceived superiority. They were confident that their defenses were impenetrable and that Earth's fleet would never pose a real threat. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the Council's command center. The Council's leaders were stunned to see reports of attacks on their facilities. Their communication hubs were being disrupted, and their supply lines were under assault. The attacks were not just random. They were precise and effective, causing significant damage. The Council's leadership scrambled to respond. Their once smooth operations were thrown into chaos. Military officers and defense strategists rushed to their stations, trying to understand the scale of the threat and how to counter it. Panic spread among the ranks as the Council realized that their enemy was not only formidable, but also highly organized and capable. Commander Sarah Jameson and her fleet continued their assault with disciplined efficiency. They had carefully planned each strike, ensuring that their attacks would have maximum impact while minimizing the risk of retaliation. The fleet's stealth technology allowed them to strike quickly and vanish before the Council's defenses could react. The Council's shock grew as the attacks continued. They had underestimated humanity's resolve and capability. The once unshakable confidence of the Council began to erode as they faced the reality of a determined and well-prepared adversary. The damage inflicted on their facilities disrupted their operations and revealed serious gaps in their defense strategies. In the midst of the chaos, the Council's leaders convened an emergency meeting. They were forced to confront the fact that their previous assessments had been flawed. The threat from Earth's fleet was real and serious. They had to come up with a plan to counter the attacks and regain control. The Council's desperation led them to deploy additional resources to deal with the threat. They increased patrols, activated more defensive systems, and issued orders for a full-scale counteroffensive. However, their response was disjointed and reactive, lacking the coordinated effort needed to effectively counter the fleet's attacks. Back on Earth, the success of the fleet's strikes was met with a wave of excitement and relief. The attacks had not only demonstrated humanity's ability to challenge the Galactic Council, but also sent a clear message that Earth would not be intimidated. The fleet's actions had shifted the balance of power, proving that the Council was not as invulnerable as they had believed. The Council's shock was profound. They had been forced to confront the fact that their dominance was not absolute and that humanity was a force to be reckoned with. The attacks had exposed their vulnerabilities and shaken their confidence, marking a turning point in the conflict. As the Council scrambled to recover and respond, the stage was set for a new phase in the struggle between Earth and the Galactic Council. The fleet's successful strikes had not only disrupted the Council's operations, but also set the stage for further confrontations. Humanity had proven its strength and resilience, and the Council would have to adapt to a new reality. With the Galactic Council now fully aware of the threat posed by Earth's fleet, the conflict was far from over. The battle for control and influence in the galaxy was just beginning, and both sides were prepared to fight for their place in the stars. The Council strikes back. The series of victories by Earth's fleet had significantly weakened the Galactic Council's hold on the galaxy. The Council's leaders, previously confident in their dominance, were now facing a serious threat from humanity. The time had come for the Council to take decisive action to reclaim control and counter the growing threat. In a high-security meeting room aboard the Council's flagship, the leaders gathered to discuss their response to the recent setbacks. The mood was tense, and the atmosphere was charged with urgency. The Council's previous complacency had been replaced by a fierce determination to restore their authority and push back against Earth's advances. The Council's military strategists proposed a multi-pronged counteroffensive. Their plan involved a combination of aggressive tactics and strategic maneuvers aimed at reclaiming lost ground and neutralizing Earth's fleet. The Council had developed new tactics and reinforcements, hoping to turn the tide of the conflict. The first phase of the counteroffensive was a series of surprise attacks on Earth's supply lines and key bases. The Council had gathered intelligence on the locations and vulnerabilities of Earth's operations. Using this information, they launched coordinated assaults designed to disrupt the fleet's support infrastructure and weaken their ability to continue their campaign. The attacks were swift and intense. Earth's fleet, already stretched thin from their recent operations, struggled to respond effectively. The Council's forces used advanced weaponry and tactics to inflict significant damage. Earth's bases were hit hard, and the supply lines that had been crucial for sustaining the fleet were disrupted. Commander Sarah Jameson and her crew faced a challenging situation. The sudden counterattacks caught them off guard, and they had to adapt quickly to the new threat. The fleet's ability to respond was tested as they worked to repair damaged systems, defend against ongoing assaults, and reorganize their operations. Despite the setbacks, the fleet remained resolute. They were determined to push back against the Council's counteroffensive and protect the gains they had achieved. The crew members displayed remarkable resilience and teamwork, working around the clock to restore their operations and plan their next moves. The Council's counteroffensive also included a targeted effort to eliminate key leaders and decision-makers within Earth's fleet. The Council's operatives launched covert missions to gather intelligence and identify high-value targets. This included attempts to infiltrate and sabotage Earth's command structures. One such mission involved a daring raid on a secure command center where key decisions were being made. The Council's operatives managed to infiltrate the facility and plant explosives, causing chaos and confusion among Earth's leadership. The attack resulted in casualties and temporarily disrupted command and communication. The disruption was significant, but Earth's leaders quickly regrouped and established contingency plans to mitigate the impact. They recognized the need to adapt their strategies and strengthen their defenses against future covert attacks. The response was swift, and measures were put in place to prevent further infiltration and sabotage. The Council's strikes had a mixed impact. While they achieved some tactical successes and disrupted Earth's operations, they also demonstrated the resilience and determination of humanity's forces. The fleet's ability to withstand the counteroffensive and quickly recover was a testament to their training and readiness. The renewed conflict marked a critical phase in the struggle between Earth and the Galactic Council. The Council's attempts to regain control were met with fierce resistance, and the battle for dominance in the galaxy continued. Both sides were now fully engaged in a high-stakes struggle, each determined to secure their place in the galaxy. As the conflict raged on, the outcome remained uncertain. The Council's strikes had shown their capability to challenge Earth's advances, but humanity's resolve and adaptability were proving to be formidable. The galaxy watched closely as the clash between Earth and the Galactic Council unfolded, with the future of the galaxy hanging in the balance. The stage was set for a pivotal confrontation, where the determination and strategic acumen of both sides would be tested. The conflict had reached a new level of intensity, and the next moves by both Earth and the Galactic Council would be crucial in shaping the outcome of their struggle for supremacy. Victory for humanity. The conflict between Earth and the Galactic Council had reached a fever pitch. After enduring a fierce counteroffensive from the Council, Earth's fleet had fought valiantly to defend their gains and maintain their strategic advantage. Now, the tide was about to turn in humanity's favor. Commander Sarah Jameson and her crew had been working tirelessly to recover from the Council's attacks. They had repaired their damaged bases, restored their supply lines, and regrouped for a final push. The fleet's morale was high, driven by their determination to secure victory and end the conflict on their terms. The Council, despite their earlier successes, was struggling to maintain their grip on the galaxy. The recent battles had exposed significant weaknesses in their defenses and strained their resources. Their once confident leadership was now facing mounting pressure as Earth's fleet continued to press forward. In a strategic meeting aboard the fleet's flagship, Commander Jameson and her top officers devised a bold plan for a decisive offensive. Their objective was to launch a coordinated assault on the Council's Central Command, the heart of their operations and the source of their control over the galaxy. The plan involved a multi-pronged attack targeting key installations and critical infrastructure within the Council's central hub. The fleet's advanced stealth technology would allow them to approach the target undetected, while a series of diversionary tactics would draw the Council's defenses away from the primary objective. As the fleet prepared for the offensive, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation and resolve. The crew members knew that this would be the most challenging and crucial phase of their mission. They were ready to give everything they had to achieve victory and secure humanity's place in the galaxy. The offensive began with a series of precise strikes against the Council's outer defenses. The fleet's ships moved swiftly and silently, using their stealth capabilities to avoid detection. They launched targeted attacks on key defensive positions, neutralizing them with efficiency and skill. The diversionary tactics were highly effective, drawing the Council's forces away from the Central Command and creating opportunities for the fleet to penetrate deeper into enemy territory. The coordinated assault overwhelmed the Council's defenses and paved the way for the final push. As the fleet advanced toward the Central Command, they encountered fierce resistance. The Council's remaining forces were determined to protect their command center, and a series of intense battles erupted. The fleet's crew members fought with exceptional bravery and precision, using their advanced technology and training to gain the upper hand. Despite the fierce resistance, the fleet pressed on. The Central Command was within reach, and the stakes were higher than ever. The final battle was a culmination of all their efforts, a test of their strength and determination. Commander Jameson led the charge, directing her forces with tactical brilliance. The fleet's ships engaged in close-quarters combat with the Council's remaining defenses, pushing forward with relentless determination. The battle was intense and fierce, but the fleet's resolve never wavered. As the battle raged on, the Central Command fell into chaos. The Council's leadership, realizing that their situation was dire, attempted to regroup and counterattack. However, their efforts were too little, too late. The fleet's offensive had created a critical breach, and the Central Command was soon under their control. The victory was hard-fought and decisive. The fleet had achieved their objective, capturing the Central Command and dealing a crushing blow to the Council's ability to maintain control. The news of the victory spread quickly across the galaxy, marking a turning point in the conflict. With the Central Command secured, Earth's fleet began to consolidate their position and establish control over the liberated territories. The Council's remaining forces, now demoralized and scattered, were no longer a significant threat. The victory was celebrated across Earth and among the fleet's crew. The successful campaign had not only proven humanity's strength and resilience, but also secured their place in the galaxy. The fleet's achievements were a testament to their bravery, skill, and determination. As the conflict drew to a close, the galaxy was left to reflect on the dramatic events that had unfolded. Humanity had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious, reshaping the balance of power and demonstrating their ability to stand toe-to-toe with the Galactic Council. The triumph marked the beginning of a new era for Earth and the galaxy. Humanity's victory was a symbol of hope and resilience, and the lessons learned from the conflict would guide their future endeavors. The galaxy now looked to a new chapter, one where Earth had firmly established its place among the stars. A new beginning. The conflict between Earth and the Galactic Council had come to a dramatic conclusion. With the Council's central command captured and their forces in disarray, humanity emerged victorious. The galaxy, once dominated by the Council's iron grip, was now open to new possibilities and a fresh start. In the aftermath of the victory, Earth's fleet began the process of rebuilding and establishing a new order. Commander Sarah Jameson and her team were hailed as heroes, their bravery and strategic brilliance having turned the tide of the conflict. The fleet's successful campaign had not only secured Earth's position, but also inspired hope and optimism throughout the galaxy. Back on Earth, the mood was one of celebration and relief. The people rejoiced in their newfound freedom and the end of the long-standing threat posed by the Galactic Council. The victory was not just a military triumph, but a testament to humanity's resilience and determination. The leaders of Earth began working on the next steps for the galaxy. The first priority was to establish a new governance structure that would ensure stability and promote cooperation among different worlds. Earth's representatives, alongside allies from newly liberated planets, convened to draft a framework for a more inclusive and democratic galactic alliance. The new alliance aimed to foster peaceful relations, encourage trade, and address common challenges faced by various planets. The lessons learned from the conflict emphasized the importance of collaboration and mutual respect. The goal was to create a galaxy where power was shared and conflicts were resolved through dialogue rather than domination. Commander Jameson and her crew played a crucial role in this transition. Their experience and leadership were invaluable in guiding the new alliance through the early stages of its formation. They worked to ensure that the voices of all planets were heard and that the new governance structure was fair and equitable. As the new alliance took shape, the galaxy began to experience a period of rebuilding and reconciliation. Former Council-controlled planets, once oppressed and isolated, were reintegrated into the galactic community. Efforts were made to address the damage caused by the conflict and to support those who had been affected. The rebuilding process was challenging but filled with promise. The shared goal of creating a better future for all inhabitants of the galaxy united diverse cultures and civilizations. Cooperation flourished as planets worked together to rebuild infrastructure, restore communication networks, and strengthen economic ties. Earth's role in the new galaxy was one of leadership and collaboration. The planet's technological advancements, military expertise, and diplomatic skills were recognized and valued. Earth's representatives helped guide the development of new policies and initiatives that would promote stability and prosperity. The end of the conflict also marked the beginning of a new era of exploration and discovery. With the Council's former control over the galaxy dismantled, opportunities for exploration and scientific advancement expanded. Scientists, explorers, and innovators from various worlds embarked on new missions to uncover the mysteries of the galaxy and advance knowledge. The legacy of the conflict served as a reminder of the strength and unity that could be achieved through determination and cooperation. The galaxy had witnessed a profound transformation, moving from a period of domination and conflict to one of hope and possibility. Commander Jameson, reflecting on the journey, saw the conflict as a turning point in history. The challenges faced and overcome had paved the way for a brighter future. The new beginning was a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the potential for positive change. As the galaxy entered this new chapter, the lessons of the past were remembered, and the focus was on building a future where peace and cooperation prevailed. The victory over the Galactic Council was not an end but the start of a new era, one where humanity, alongside its allies, would shape a better and more inclusive galaxy. The galaxy now looked forward to a future of endless possibilities, guided by the principles of unity and mutual respect. The new alliance, forged through struggle and triumph, held the promise of a prosperous and harmonious existence for all its inhabitants.